know how we do. We give him one chance. Gotta go out and get it, man. Awesome, we back. Hashtag Ask Career ID. Man, it's been one of those weeks. It's been a fairly, in fact, actually, last week was a pretty crappy week. Actually, come you think about it, was actually pretty crappy. I had to deal with quite a few things, even the week before. So I had 2 weeks that are decently crappy in succession. How do you like that, eh? That's the world of business. That's how we do. Anyway, I think I've got quite a lot of questions that you guys are obviously waiting to hear and get response from. We had a pretty busy morning actually from, was it Radio 2000, I think. Yeah, we had a busy morning this morning. And yeah, let's get straight into it. What's the question?
It's just a Nick asks, hi, where do I start? I've got a BA in English and History. I've just graduated this year and have a lot of work experience. However, it is totally unrelated to a BA degree in English. I wanted to be a teacher, but I don't know if that is the career path I would like to take. The work is way too strenuous and the pay is minimal. Actually, it's insulting. The government doesn't look after its teachers in this country. There's absolutely zero value given to such a vital cog of our society. And they expect us to change a nation of youths who also have zero respect, and also there are socialist laws which defy the laws of discipline.
So it's just the Nick, man. Thanks for the question, eh? Geez, your question is loaded, eh? Your question is loaded. I mean, there's a couple of points that you allude to there, and look, I mean, the points that you raise aren't, they aren't unique. Is it recording? They aren't unique, and I know that a lot of professionals in your industry share the same frustrations. But here's the thing: there isn't one simple solution. And as well, I would have loved to have had the opportunity to find out why you actually wanted to become a teacher. Most people tell me that they kind of have the passion to help, to learn, to transfer info and educate another mind. Most people generally have that passion for wanting to be a teacher that lies with them, from early ages. So I'm assuming that that's exactly what kind of spurred you into getting into education. But just like actually quite a lot of countries, and I'm in no place or in no way going to defend all the nonsense, because I don't have nonsense here. We may have crappy weeks, but I don't stand for nonsense, and I think the industry as well shouldn't. But such is the situation. When it comes to pay is a tricky one. Pay is a tricky one because, of course, a lot of the institutions, a lot of the schools are based and rely on money from government. And like we all know, yes, there's wastage on a lot of things. I don't want to even get into that. That's a different topic altogether. Wastage is a different topic altogether. But the reality is that there isn't a big enough kitty to actually afford right or palatable or appetizing salaries within teaching. It's a challenge. And what you find is that other schools, if not private, but maybe public, but very progressive schools, come up with innovative ways to actually compensate their teachers and keep the high-end educators. So I would say, don't let the situation within public, and I'd say public because that's where kind of the spotlight is when you talk about complaints within teaching. But trust you me, it does lie in did I say public or private?
Public.
Okay, perfect. Yeah, it is in private as well. But of course, it's a bit exacerbated in public. I wouldn't want you to be deterred from a profession based on what has happened to others or what the situation or the environment is like at the moment. Once you deter, just know that you definitely aren't following your passion, if it is a passion, because that's a question that you genuinely need to ask yourself. And most people generally go into education, especially when they're kind of well versed and well educated, and I'm assuming like yourself, they go into education because they've got the passion. So don't let the issues themselves be what actually deters you from the industry as a whole. The industry, remember, doesn't just lie with teachers in the classroom. There are industries that actually make and thrive. They make money and thrive off the educational system. They thrive in different pockets and different areas of education. It doesn't always need to sit in front of the classroom where I think your horror movie is actually, kind of happening. You mentioned a few things around socialist laws. I hear you, understand. That's ideologies, whether or not it shouldn't be in the classroom or within certain industries. That's all ideology. There is no therefore. It's either you fall onto this side or that side. Of course, it causes problems. I probably agree with you more than anything else that I would disagree with you. I probably agree with you personally, but I'm not going to touch that purely because it deviates from why have you chosen to be in the industry. And if you don't necessarily, or you are kind of not going to be in front of the classroom, look at other companies that provide softwares, that develop solutions for education. You may just find that actually your home is there. And lastly, I want to know, man, why aren't you applying with private schools? Why is the focus public? I know you've got a noble gesture. You've got a noble career path. He's looking to kind of, affect and teach perhaps maybe children that don't get the best quality education. But if it lies within your passion, why aren't you looking at private? Apply at private schools. They pay good salaries for good teachers. If the issue is the salary that you start with, well, that's another journey altogether. Because I need to be very, very frank with you. You're not going to start with a high salary in the beginning. Everyone needs to earn their stripes. And from what I read, you haven't really gone into teaching. That's okay. But when you do, brother, it's going to be tough, eh? It's going to be tough. You're not going to earn like those guys that have been there for 10 years. But guess what? The guys that have been there for 10 years, that enjoy what they're doing, don't even feel that they've been there for 10 years because they love what they're doing. Private probably has a bit more stringent and kind of, structured classrooms, with less noise, although they do have their issues. So here's the thing. Find out. Is this still your passion? Okay. If it is, there's private that you can get into. There's wonderful schools, top schools in Africa. Come on, apply, right? I don't want to lose you. I've got a genuine passion for education. I don't want to lose you. Apply in those private schools, and if it's not within the private schools, look at the companies that feed into education, and you could find your home there. There was a second point that you mentioned. In fact, maybe let me just check that on the phone quickly. There's a second point that I don't exactly want to forget, do I? And yeah, of course. I mean, you're a psychiatrist, you're a motivator, you're this, you're that. Yes, that's teaching. That's teaching. That's what teaching has always been, and that's what teaching is today. But it's not going to end up with a salary of a psychologist, with a salary of a teacher, with a salary of a career consultant, with a salary put together. It's not going to work like that, brother. Pretty sure you know that. Okay, so I'm enjoying those questions. I love your questions. It's just Nick on Instagram. We got this question from Instagram, so he's not on Facebook. So yeah, man, we'll just carry it through to Instagram as well in little short bits, because this is a long video. Hashtag AskCareerID. Catch us on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, and yeah, I think maybe let's go for the next question.